A German bank is allowed to let an AI model decide whether you get a loan. But if that model cannot explain why it turned you down, German regulators do not see clever technology. They see a black box. And in a bank, a black box is a broken control. The rulebook behind that line is called MaRisk, and it quietly decides whether a bank's AI is ever allowed to go live. Its name is MaRisk, short for the minimum requirements for risk management. And technically, it is not even a law. It is a circular, a Rundschreiben, from BaFin, the German financial supervisor. German banking law has one line, Section 25a, that simply says a bank must run proper risk management. MaRisk is the roughly 300-page answer to one question: what does proper actually mean? So let me break it down from first principles. Here is the clever part. MaRisk was never rewritten for the AI wave. It does not mention artificial intelligence or KI even once. Instead, it talks about models. And a model is a model, whether it is a simple spreadsheet, a credit scoring formula, or a deep neural network. By regulating the model and not the technology, a rulebook written years ago already governs your newest AI without changing a single word. So what is the test every model has to pass? In June 2023, BaFin added a dedicated module called AT 4.3.5, the requirements for using models. It applies to all of them. The model has to be built on good data, it has to be independently validated, and the whole thing has to be documented from end to end. The hardest of those for modern AI is explainability, what the Germans call Nachvollziehbarkeit. The bank has to be able to retrace and explain any decision the model makes in plain terms to an outside examiner. BaFin's position is blunt, no black box excuses. So the most powerful, least transparent models are exactly the ones that struggle to clear this bar. Which leads to the second hard rule: a human stays in the loop. MaRisk expects human involvement in building and checking a model to stay visible and documented, never quietly handed to the machine. And for a lending decision, if the algorithm's answer breaks from how the bank normally decides, a person has to make the final call. The AI can do the heavy lifting, it just cannot be the one who signs. Now the mistake supervisors see again and again. A bank buys its AI model from a fintech and assumes the vendor now owns the risk. MaRisk says no. Under its outsourcing rules, you can hand out the building, but the validation, the governance, and the accountability stay inside the bank. If the bought-in model goes wrong, it is the bank that answers for it, not the supplier. And it is about to get more crowded. From the 2nd of August 2026, an AI that scores credit is also classed as high risk under the EU AI Act. So a German bank will answer to two rulebooks at the same time. MaRisk governs how the model is run, the validation, and the human oversight. The AI Act governs what the AI is even allowed to do. And DORA, live since 2025, took over the technology resilience piece MaRisk used to hold. So, if you remember one thing about MaRisk, make it this: it never needed to name AI, because it asks a deeper question of any model you rely on. Can you explain it? Can you prove it works? And is there a named human who owns it? Pass that, and your AI can go live. Fail it, and no amount of accuracy will save you. I turned this into a one-page checklist for putting a model into production under MaRisk, and it is free in the newsletter. If this finally made MaRisk click for you, subscribe, and I will keep turning the rulebook for AI and banking into something you can actually use, one topic at a time.